Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Hey Sister. Hey,
Okay, I'm fine. Can you hear me okay? Cause
I can hear you
okay,
fine.
it went out a little bit when you were just speaking, that's why. But I hear you good now. Hey, sister, I'm doing well. Just must say, sister, you're looking great. Your skin is glistening.
Oh wow! Well, thank you. I appreciate that, girl. I ain't do nothing but a little moisturizing cleanser and other things that we do. We trying to keep it right and keep it tight, right?
Yes, girl, I'm gonna have to get on it in 2024 here.
Yes, please do. Well, it is Hey Sister time. We're super excited to be live tonight as we get into our year in review. The year that was 2023. If you hear the bombs over Baghdad outside my house as I am talking to you, just know that it is one New Year's Eve and folks have already started celebrating. They do seem to believe that their last name is Disney, but I'm gonna leave that alone. Uh, what about you, sister? What you getting into tonight?
Nothing. I'm gonna be like Savannah. I mean, Savannah did go out, but then she came back home. Or she said she could have stayed home for that. Y'all remember that from Waiting to Exhale. Shout
All
out
right,
and rest in
Savannah.
peace
You
to
and you in Arizona
Whitney.
too.
Exactly, exactly. Now I watched that movie recently, and it looks a lot different to me now.
Oh yeah.
So, but
I
yeah,
bet
I'm
it
gonna
does.
stay inside. That's probably where, we were home, we were out and about for, obviously traveling different things for the last few weeks, and I had a realization, like, everybody's outside, and I think it's time for me to get back in.
Well, whether you're inside or outside, we want you to join us on Hey Sister. So please make sure that you like, follow, share, subscribe. Let your friends know that you tune into Hey Sister regularly. And also join the conversation in the comments tonight because we want you to be a part of the show. And if you are, I don't know who's watching, where you're watching from, but we thank you for being here with us this evening. And if you catch this in the replay, hey, make sure you still comment because we like to follow up with folks. We definitely follow up. We read your comments, we engage with you as we want you to engage with us. So if we're
Mhm.
going to talk about a year in review, 2023, it's a big year. um, we want to start off with in memoriam. So as we were preparing for the show and we were looking at some of the known names, the names that are known to all of us because they have reached the status that we call celebrity. um there were some big names that we lost this year. In more recent weeks, you were out the country, and as we were going through reviewing, preparing for the show, and I read Norman Lear's name, you were shocked and was like,
Mhm.
wait a minute, when did that happen? Andre Brower, phenomenal actor. If you watch Homicide Life on the Streets, or if you ever watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
I loved him from Men of a Certain Age. Um, he was noteworthy. Harry Belafonte, Tina Turner, Richard Roundtree, because
Yeah. Shaft.
you don't know about Shaft, right?
Damn right.
So yeah, we there was some notable. Who else was notable to you? Who else
Well, we
that
were just
jumped
saying
out at
Paul Rubens, known better as Pee Wee Herman,
you?
obviously. I think we've talked about Suzanne Summers previously, and just, some of the non-traditional methods of her it caring for self and things like that. Again, I'm still shocked over Norman Lear here, and again, we talked about Tina Turner, and like we said, Gangsta Boo, because
Gangsta Boo.
if you are a rap fan, especially of the South, you know who Gangsta Boo is. So
Yeah.
It's a lot of it was a lot of folks, and on that quote unquote celebrity level, and in our personal lives and personal circles as well. So rest in peace, rest in power, rest in paradise to all who transitioned in 2023.
Yeah,
We hope
absolutely.
it's better on the other side.
Yeah, because one of the things I think we know for sure is that while we know of these celebrity losses and folks who have transitioned, it's those who don't have that celebrity status, but they're known to us
Right.
that have the greatest impact on our lives.
Yes.
And so and their life is no less significant because of the impact that they had to us personally.
Yeah.
So as you said, rest in peace, rest in power, rest in paradise. Get your eternal rest and we'll see you on the other side because one thing we know for sure, we all will be there one day. Oh,
Hopefully
Jody,
not
don't
that
have me
soon.
crying. No. So
Um,
Jody's tuning in, one of our super fans, and
hey,
this
Jody
was her
Joe.
first holiday season without her mom.
Mom.
And so it was a big significant, like you said, not a celebrity, but known to us through our friend. And so it is a loss that has continuing ripple effects and ramifications.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
We love you, Jody.
we love you, Jody, and happy that you're on the mend.
Yes, absolutely. Well, 2023 was a big year for me. It was my jubilee year. Woo woo.
Yes.
Hey, hey. Woo woo. So me, as I said, hip hop and Schoolhouse Rock. We all turned 50 this year. How about that? Me, hip hop, and Schoolhouse Rock all turned 50 this year. And I took the time to celebrate and enjoy that Jubilee year. And so let's talk about some of our top 5 experiences in this year of 2023. So I wrote my 5 down. Um,
That's awesome. I am not prepared. I am very DJ envy in this conversation. Very,
DJ
very
Envy
sharp.
got some charges that's coming. Woo,
He
girl, I don't know if
does.
you've been
He
reading
does.
about
He
that.
does have some charges coming, but he also never does research or prepares.
Well, I was reflecting back on the year, and I think I told you, and I was thinking about the year as like divided into quarters. And I was like, almost each quarter I had like a major experience
Mhm.
that involved travel, it involved friends, it involved family, it involved love and celebration. And
Mhm.
so I started the year in the Bahamas in January celebrating my childhood friend, my childhood best friend's her jubilee. She walked in her jubilee in really big style, and we were in the Bahamas, and it was amazing. And then quarter two, coming off of my conference, we traveled to the motherland for the first time and we got to experience South Africa and Johannesburg and Johannesburg and Cape Town, and all of it was beautiful. There's more of that country specifically I need to experience as well as other countries in the continent. So I'm looking for more experiences there. During the summer months, usually that's our family reunion time, right? So we
Mhm.
were home with family and engaging and enjoying those experiences. In the fall, I got to celebrate my 30th anniversary. Woo woo. And we were in Cabo, and it was amazing to reconnect with my line sisters and just relax, man. Let's talk about it was a trip we all needed that we didn't know we needed at the time that we needed, right?
Mhm.
And then finally, you and I, you mainly, you were like, you know what? We about to bite this bullet and we gonna go see Usher.
Wow, that feels like it was so long ago now, and it was literally just a month ago.
Yes, but we got to see Usher in his residency before the year wrapped up, and let me tell you, it was amazing. I still have my Usher bucks right here. I don't know if y'all see my Usher
We
bucks.
we we
Hello.
can see you. You better spend it, girl.
My Usher Bucks. Anyway, it was a great year for experiences for me. What about for you?
I knew you were gonna do that. What about you, sister? And now sister is like, I don't know. Uh I'm trying to remember. Okay, so January I started off we did our regional founders day celebration in Las Vegas. So it was like I started the year and ended the year in Las Vegas. Um oh, I don't know. Are you still there with me, sister? Okay. Hopefully that we're still going. Um so I started and ended the year in Las Vegas. I think Q2 in a very similar fashion. We went to the motherland and I came to your conference first. Then we went to the motherland. I think the motherland was such a pivotal point for me in 2023 that it was a jam-packed time because we came right off the conference, went to the motherland, and then came home and went right to our high school alumni reunion festivities. And so it was a
Hmm.
really jam-packed month of May, but it felt like I genuinely felt like I had an opportunity to reconnect with self during your Jubilees trip. There were so many beautiful things that happened there. And I'll say, even the reunion, the high school alumni reunion, was a highlight for me. It, yes,
Although we fell
revelation.
asleep on Juvie that night, because
Yeah,
we got to give
that's
a
true.
shout out
Okay,
to
yes,
Juvenile, Manny Fresh. They're in concert tonight. So if you in New Orleans and you at the show and you at the Singer Theater, do it up big for the 25 years of 400 Degrees. I
yes,
remember it's been a few years ago now. We were sitting at a we were at the Black Enterprise conference, and we were there was a couple of women sitting next to us, and somebody was talking about that 400 Degrees album, how they still will put that on and they still go hard
yes,
when they working out.
me. When I get
and
around to working out, yes.
and it's like, so shout out to that, because when I think about where all of that has gone,
Mhm.
um, you know, we were still on the platform formerly known as Twitter, and Juvenile people were like, do a tiny desk, and he was like, what the f is a tiny desk?
Mhm.
And that tiny desk experience, I think, went down as one of the greatest experiences. And I've been watching Tiny Desk for a very long time now,
Right. Right.
and that was one of the best experiences that we could have collaboratively, that was amazing. And so
Yeah, so
Juvenile is still doing it. We missed them that night at our high school
we
reunion
did,
thing.
but then we followed up during the 4th of July weekend and went to Donna Fest because, he was added to Essence Fest a little late, and plus we weren't spending $1 million. Sorry, can't do it no more Essence. But love y'all, but need some of them corporate sponsors to get up off of those expensive seats. But anyway, so we saw him at Donna Fest, which was good because I feel like I got all the experience I needed. And okay, so that was the summertime. Uh, and then, I mean, I celebrated my birthday. I was surprised in Los Angeles. That was a huge one for me. Of course, having the folks who came together to celebrate my 46th birthday, those who knew about it and didn't spill the beans, like my sister. Um, those who had planned to attend but couldn't attend for whatever reason, but it was a beautiful celebration, and I am just forever grateful for the folks who took the time, everybody who, like I said, collectively, whether they were able to attend, they did a video, they just knew about it and kept it a secret. I'm super blessed by that experience. And then, like you said, we finished it out. We went to see Usher Raymond the fourth perform his residency. And what I will say, even though that again feels like it was so long ago, but it was just a month ago. It As we talk about this purpose thing, and passion and living life to the fullest. It was our moment to say, okay, throw caution to the wind, money, all that stuff is going to take care of itself. Let's go and have this experience together. But also once we saw it and you see the level of work and dedication and to know this young man had, like you said, started from Star Search, um all the way up. This is not my first time seeing him in concert, but even me thinking about, well, when he was at Southern University, just usher in a chair and make me want to leave the one I'm with, you know. And I just it just resonated for me that there is opportunity no matter what age you're at to step into your purpose and live your life, live the life that God has determined for you. And so that was a pivotal moment. In 48 hours we made it happen. And and then of course, I kind of got laid off, but not really. I don't know. Still trying to figure that part out, what is happening. But anyway, and so here we are
Here
at
we
the
are.
end of 2023.
The end. And certainly we could probably, as we reflect on it, could go through more experiences, but those were some of the
Oh,
top.
and
Now
I
let's
bought a house in the midst of that. Not this
ab-
one. Bought another house in the midst of that.
absolutely.
And that one was a personal one. It was personal.
Yeah, you bought our childhood home. And so yeah, we'll talk more about that. We talk about completion and new beginnings in a minute here. Top 3 TV shows and or movies. What did you get into this year, sister?
Child, I can't remember. Like I said, it was just a month ago that we went to see Usher, and I'm still trying to figure out what is happening. Like I told you when we started, I'm still waiting for Christmas. Where are we past Christmas already? Okay, let me see. So I was on the plane when I went to Taiwan. Sorry, it wasn't in my top 5 experiences. I guess it was. I learned a lot. But the Barbie movie again still resonates with me.
Mhm.
And how we got to get these kids under control, child. They done lost it. They have absolutely lost it in every aspect of life.
You said the Kens, Kens, not the kids, right?
Yeah, I said the kins,
Yeah.
Kens, plural, the men's folk. Because it's like, and as you always say, the America Ferrera, that one scene. I mean, I feel like if she gets nominated for an Oscar or something just off of that one scene, why not?
Why not?
Why not? Because the
She spoke
speech
for us all.
spoke for us all. And it's just like, girl, I'm tired. I am tired just listening to the speech, girl.
Mhm.
Yes, we got to do all the things, all the things. So the Barbie movie was actually a really good one, and obviously it's getting a lot of accolades. Obviously, we just saw The Color Purple,
The
so
color purple.
The Color Purple is high in my mind, and I know we're going to talk a little bit more about that later, about folks not knowing that it was a musical, although it has been promoted as a musical for the last, I don't know, year. Now they're confused. I'm not sure what is happening. But The Color Purple, of course, was one where now that we are also listening to the audio book again, or listening to the audio book, thinking, reflecting back on our Broadway experience, seeing this iteration of the movie, it's like so many themes, so many themes. And what is a third one? I don't know, sister. I can't think of a third one right now. I be on my documentary sitch. So just
They
like
have some great documentaries
they have
out
great
there. Oh
documentaries
my
out.
goodness.
Yeah.
So I would say definitely, as you said, in terms of movies, we are coming off The Color Purple. I think that one is really, really huge for me. Um, a lot of talk, and there's some Oscar, even Golden Globe buzz around the movie May December. It is on Netflix if you
I have
haven't
not
seen
seen
that,
it yet.
with
Right.
Natalie Portman and Julianne Moore.
Okay.
Very I mean, it's to me, it's a more of a masterclass in acting than anything
Oh,
else. Like
okay. Well, that's good.
it is phenomenal, their acting. Um, so one that has been getting a lot of negative pub and press on the interwebs is Leave the World Behind. People are like, what's that? What's that about? Listen, bottom line is get your house in order. If you if you watch Leave the World Behind or any of those type of shows, get your house in order. Get your house in order. I think that to
You
me
just
that
made
was
me
a
think
main
of.
takeaway from the movie. Get your
I
house
hadn't
in
seen
order.
that one. I hadn't seen that one, but you just made me think of They Clone Tyrone.
They clone Tyrone. Clone
Clone
them.
them?
Baby,
Yes.
did they clone Tyrone? Similar in and to me, that's a similar vein of kind of like Leave the World Behind. It's like, okay, so am I caught in the Matrix? Am I living in the Matrix? Like, what the heck is going on around me? Loved, love, love. They clone Tyrone.
Yes.
There's a lot of good TV shows out there. And one of the things I hate now is that people are forced a lot of these shows they have to subscribe to these streaming services to see some of
Right.
these things. But there's a show called Will Trent, which is an ABC show. It re-airs on Hulu, which is very clever and
Really? I haven't watched it.
very clever, very cleverly done, very nuanced. So if you like things that are nuanced and that has layers and that kind of peels back several, in terms of character development, it gives you something meaty to look at. I enjoyed Will Trent. Now Yellowstone has been on a huge, huge break. And I don't know what's gonna happen with the Yellowstone franchise because Taylor Sheridan is having conflicts with Kevin Costner, and
Mhm.
now with our boy who plays Rip, they have a branding infringement thing that they having a conflict over. I'm like, baby, you can't have listen, you can't be have a fight with everybody in your cast, okay?
Right.
But one of the spinoffs of Yellowstone was Bass Reeves,
Reeves.
which is
Yeah.
the story of the black law man from that time period. It is based on a real man
Mhm.
who was a deputy marshal, who also was born enslaved and became a deputy marshal. And little known fact of people who study, who actually is, although we grew up with the Lone Ranger looking differently, the
Right.
Lone Ranger character is actually based
Based
off
on that.
of Bass Reeves, who is a
Yes.
black man. So it's a very complex story. And because he was conflicted. He was
Mhm.
conflicted, especially being a lawman, but having been enslaved and know what that meant and having an understanding of what it means just trying to survive.
Mm. Yeah, that's one I got to get into as well. I guess here in the I don't know why I got to wait till tomorrow, but I guess as we start this new year.
Child, this a documentary.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say it. I'm
We
gonna
gonna
have to
pin
get
that for a
into.
second.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into more of these actual films and leave. I think I'm gonna leave some. I don't even watch that much reality television, but I actually am going to. I'm gonna put myself on a little social media break for the beginning of 2024. So
Mhm.
we shall see what it manifests into. But yes, Kirk Franklin, child, I'm still fighting Deborah when I see her
When we see a girl, when we
on
see her
site.
on site, I don't know. But it's very interesting as I was talking to another friend about it. Why we also were talking there is another side of that. There is a little ambushish side of it. Like there is a different perspective to have on it. So
There is, but I just feel like, girl,
mhm.
sometimes when you have inflicted certain level of pain on a person, if they say, "This is what I need you to do to help me to push through this pain," and
Mhm.
you're just like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do it." Not gonna do it. It's just like, yes, it may have felt ambushish. Yes, there, he did say so. His mother was 15 years old when she was became pregnant.
Mhm.
And so yeah, there's shame and all those things associated with it. We get it. We get
Mhm.
it. But we also get science,
Mm.
you know? And we didn't even talk about what is Tyler Perry's documentary called again?
Maxine's baby.
Maxine's Baby. That's another one. His daddy, ooh, child.
Oof.
Praise God from
Listen.
whom all blessings flow. But I said that's a better man than I am currently in my current iteration because I would be like absolutely not taking care of you ever again. And instead, he's like, why not? I have it. I'm going to give it to you. And at the end of the day, you
And
can
his
know.
mother loved him
And
until
his,
she died.
she died. Yep.
Ooh. Girl,
Child.
Maxine, how you did that? I don't know. I don't know. I don't
Because
know.
his sister showed that listen, the sister didn't.
Mm-mm.
She ain't love him.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Sorry. Yes. So those are very good things that
There's
we
some good
like.
stuff out there, folks. So I would say
Yeah.
if you are looking for a list, always go to President Barack Obama's kind of his list of movies and films. He always has some really good ones on there. I did seen several of them. So check that out. And if next week it will be the Golden Globes. So
Yeah.
some of these things that maybe we haven't seen, it'll give us inspiration to go check them out before Oscar season.
And Barack and Shelley then got into the movie business.
Well,
So
they are part of the production company for Leave the World Behind. So
yeah.
that's why some people say they might be trying to warn us.
And and they did Rustin as well.
They did Rustin as well, and Rustin was phenomenal. Coleman Domingo, who also plays
Homie
McCullough.
Domingo on his thing right now.
Thug this not it, as my sister would say. He on his
Yeah.
thug so baby. Listen, okay, politics. I gotta rest for a second. See, I gotta build my energy up.
Okay, I'm gonna drink some water.
Ah, there are so many stories right now. There are so many political stories. But to me, the main political story is that we have an election of significant consequence. They all elections are of significant consequence. But this election, if we want to still have freedom, we might want to start paying attention because this political season is going to be serious. It already is serious. And we see the waxing and the waning and the vacillation, the back and the forth, where folks are trying to push us more and more extreme to one right side and it being rejected by the people when they get ballot initiatives, whatever. Politics, all politics are local. So I say pay attention to what happens is happening locally, what's happening at your state level, your county level, your citywide level, and definitely when it comes to whatever I don't know who the nominees are going to be, what they're going to look like, but I am going to say that these third party candidate options, some of them are very dangerous, and just because his name is Robert Kennedy does not mean he's his daddy. That dude is loony. So that's a political story. I think that as the Bible says, the wars and the rumors of wars.
Mhm.
Because once again, from a political standpoint, um, it is impacting the decisions that then trickle down and impact our lives, right? These
Right.
wars and these rumors of wars. I think that is one of a big political story that we need to continue to watch and track down. And we only talked about it very little because in my personal estimation, everybody's wrong when it comes to Israel and Hamas, as they say, or Israel and the Palestinians. Everybody, there's wrong on both sides, as far as I'm concerned.
Mhm.
And nobody can make it right until we start recognizing our shared humanity.
Mhm.
Uh, and so that is the prevailing thing for me. But it's same thing with Ukraine and Russia. Same things happening in the Congo.
Mhm.
Things are happening all over the world. So the wars and the rumors of wars is one of the big political stories that we should be paying very, very close attention to. And also look who's behind stuff. One of the stories that really got the hairs on my neck standing up and me scratching my head was in Uganda. And the laws that they were putting in place about LGBTQ, we say, but really it's about gay men, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And making and criminalizing their existence, not just their behavior, but they mere existence
Mhm. Mhm.
in that country. But then when you started reading in reputable sources, and then going back, and there's some documentaries on it, and pulling back down another layer, and you see that it's a conservative group in Arizona who done implanted their asses over there in Uganda who is driving some of this stuff.
Right.
So, whatever we're seeing, these wars and rumors of wars, start digging a little deeper and pulling back the layers and finding out, okay, so who's really driving this? And I will say, always follow the money.
Mhm. Mhm.
Always follow the money.
So I think for me, um,
And I didn't even talk about that Speaker of the House foolishness.
you talk you, but you've hit on a lot of global issues, and
Hmm.
that's the whole thing that we are citizens of the world,
Hmm.
not just of the United States of America, and the decisions that we make here greatly impact what's happening around the globe. Which,
Hmm.
as you mentioned, it's we have to follow the money, and we have to also follow the motive. Because
Hmm.
ask yourself, why would a conservative group in Arizona be concerned about LGBTQ rights, specifically the existence of gay men in Uganda? What is that really about? And we know about missionaries and how um, religion has been used as a to buttress a lot of these political wars that you talked about. But I'm going to bring it back a little bit more local. So, number one, Roe v. Wade, the overturning of Roe v. Wade, the attack on women's reproductive rights. um, I am still deeply bothered. I am not a mother. I haven't had any children. Um, but the idea that even at my big age, if I wanted to, because of my big age, if something happened to me, I literally could be, my health and well-being could be jeopardized because of some of these. It's not even about being archaic. It's just like you said, inhumane laws, right?
Inhumane, asinine, Handmaid's Tale-ish.
Hellish, yeah, 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 like draconian, if you will, laws that are being put into place to legislate women's bodies. And one thing that I know for sure, as I mentioned to my family when I was abroad, that one thing I recognize, I don't like my movement policed.
Mhm.
And so this Roe v. Wade thing really has bothered me at the deepest levels because I know so many women who have suffered, and and childbirth hasn't been easy for them. So to police their bodies and police their movement and police their ability to do and make decisions with their healthcare providers about their health and well-being, and men who sit in ivory towers who don't have to deal with these things on a day-to-day basis. They don't have to deal with the actual repercussions of it. That's what bothers me. Of course, being native Louisianans, I'm very concerned about Jeff Landry being the governor. of Louisiana after some of his plenty of shenanigans as AG
And chicanery.
and chicanery. After being, AG. And so I am deeply concerned about what happens. Obviously we've seen what happened in the state of Florida. We see what happens when these very obviously very small people on the inside, they may have big personalities and they may have big positions, but they must be very small on the inside. People um do some of the things and act in the ways that they act to try to keep their foot on the necks of other people who are beneath them. So, um, we saw your guy, Ron DeSantis from the state of
Not
Florida.
my guy.
Not your guy at all. No, but we saw all the things that he was willing to do to get in the position to run for president of the United States. He was willing to sell everybody out, to throw everybody under the bus, to create laws that were very harmful to a lot of people, to create laws to allow himself to do some things that he shouldn't have been allowed to do in the first place, like run for president while he was still in office and could maintain the office. And then you ain't even winning. After all of that, you still losing. So I'm concerned about Louisiana following in that pattern because everybody wants to ratchet it up.
Everybody is constantly ratcheting it up. So I would
And
say,
and
look, if you're not in, it always bewilders me when people say, oh, they don't want to be involved in politics. Politics impacts every aspect of our lives. So whether you have construction going on outside, I mean, and then they don't understand the connection between federal and local, and they don't understand that, well, when roads are being constructed, like those dollars came down for the federal government. I saw somebody post something about, they had their student loans canceled, but they ain't waiting on Biden. And I was like, "Hmm, it was from the US Department of Education. And who is the president under this administration who kind of put these things, carry the one plus two. Like some of y'all need to do some math. 'Cause
Well, here's what I
add it up.
also my last thing about the political stories. I really need us to do better. This constant divide between quote unquote Republicans and Democrats, this constant divide between quote unquote liberals and conservatives. I'm tired. I'm tired of it all. Y'all raggedy on both sides. There's some raggedy, more raggediness, if you will. But when you have people that we pay with our tax dollars to serve in leadership positions trying to start a fight because he used to be a former MMA uh a wrestler, and you want to fight with somebody during a hearing, like you literally standing up like, we can go now, bro, we can go now. Like, what the hell is this? Stop wasting my taxpayer money.
Stop wasting my money and my time,
Time.
please. And as we
All these
said,
political divides, like, it is okay to be in the middle sometimes. It really is. It's really okay for us to say, you know what, some of their thoughts are really good, but some of their thoughts are good too.
mhm,
It's okay to say, you know what, I don't agree 100% with the party that I vote for. Um, like I've said, I am ready. I am so tired of being in the voting for lesser of two evils. I wanna vote for the better of two greats.
mhm,
So that's what I got to say about politics in
mm.
2023.
Well, child, look, until we address our other greater divides, honey, they still gonna be political divides. Because at the end of the day, this what's happening now with the mig- immigration
Hmm.
and the people who are showing up at these border crossings, and with people who are then putting them on planes, lying to them. They're
Right.
thinking they're actually they have their paperwork, and they're thinking they're actually gonna get help, and you're just shipping them off to a whole nother part of the country. It the things that people are doing,
And
um,
have we found all the children that when we did this before that were lost in this system?
no. And the answer to that would be no.
Uh,
Anyway, we got to go
okay,
through a
we
few
got to go
things
through a
real
lot of
fast.
stuff.
So
Okay.
listen, 2023 is a year of completion, right? 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3 is equal to the number 7, and 7 marks a year of completion. And so, honey, we have completed some things, we have completed some tasks, we have completed some assignments. So now that we have completed some things, we're going to tell you some things that we need to leave that behind because it's over and it's done.
Mhm. Okay, you go
Okay?
ahead, sister. Leave that
Leave that
behind.
behind. Number one, baby hair. We had a
Well,
whole,
unless you're a baby.
and even if you're a baby, I don't want to see nobody slicking a damn hair down. Let that baby hairline be. Stop putting all that extra pressure and brushing on that baby hair. Okay? Okay?
Yes.
Leave the baby hair behind. We had a whole episode a few weeks ago about our hair, about the destructiveness of some of these styles and designs, and people getting tattoos and buying stick-ons and and whenever I go to a high school or a college event, child, ooh wee.
Well, I just have to say, listen, you know how, okay, I always go back to this, and I'm going to make it
And
quick.
if you got to cut your own hair to try to put some baby hair, don't do
That's
it.
terrible. I
Stop it.
remember when I
Leave it
took my
behind.
senior
Complete.
pictures
It's
again,
over. It's
Kurt
done.
Volkland always said, wear something classic. You want to look back and see and be able to look at this and say, oh, and I can genuinely look at my senior pictures and still say, oh, okay, girl, go ahead, little cute little
Because it ain't
Christina.
supposed to lay down, sis, because you have a hairline. See right here, it's called a hairline. And since you still have a hairline, because others have it is doing this,
It's
right?
receding.
Because they trying to do all of this. Don't do all of that. So your hairline can be intact for
I
years
was
to
trying to
come.
finish a point.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The
Be
baby
classy.
hair.
Classy.
Yeah, I mean, you want something that's going to be timeless. If you have purple or orange hair that it's thoroughly unnatural with the baby hairs, I like there's going to come a time that that's not going to be cute anymore. And so I just
It's not cute
think
now.
think
Leave it in
think about the
2023.
future
Completion. It's
because I
done. It's
believe the
over.
children are our future.
Boom.
Okay,
The
next,
next
baby.
thing is Mrs. Snuffleupagus eyelashes. Now, you and I will put on an eyelash if we're going
Yes.
to an event, if we're getting dressed and doing what have you. And there was this was a whole industry popped up with eyelashes and people getting individual lashes put on and all the things. Stop it. You are damaging your tear ducts. People are getting tear duct clogs. People are having damage with they're pulling their own lashes out. You, your eyelashes don't need to greet me like this, like Mr. Snuff. And some of y'all, like literally, your eyes are bloodshot red and you can't even see because you got so much weight on them lids. Stop it. Let's leave that in 2023. It's complete. It's over. It is done.
I wish that were the case, sister, but I'm going to be hopeful for you.
Listen, I like I said, I don't mind a nice little lash, a little natural enhancement if you're doing something. Hey, I put a lash on when I'm going
Yeah.
somewhere if I'm doing something at an event. Absolutely. It gives you a little pop, a little flair. I don't have to do a whole lot of other things. It's just a little liner in the lash. It goes boom.
When you step into the room.
But it's not like this.
Yeah. I mean, hey,
To
all
each his
right.
own, I guess. All
I
right.
guess so. I want us to leave the lies behind. So,
Tell
in
me
20
lies, tell me sweet little lies.
No, I don't want no more lies. I think in
Tell me.
2023 we have experienced enough again of the just downright, outright, I'm just gonna lie to your face. I'm thinking about Mr. George Santos as an example, a big example of folks who just have fabricated the entirety of their lives. And when I was growing up, I think anybody who lied that much, you know, there were things that we were told. We were warned about people who lied so freely and so easily and so much. And now people wear it as a badge of honor. They act as if it is okay to just fabricate the entirety of their lives. It's okay to just fabricate how much their financial worth is, and then get go to court and try to act like it's something wrong with the judge or something wrong with, you know, prosecutors because you lied and you've
Mhm.
been lying. So I mean, I just want us to leave all the lies behind. Look, none of us are faultless or flawless, like we've said before, but the myriad of lies that individuals are telling about themselves and for personal gain only, it is not helping society. George Santos,
Vamoose.
please end it. What was the other thing, PA? I can't even remember now. It's so much since I've just
Listen, if y'all have things that you want to tell us that you want to leave behind in 2023,
point.
drop them in the
Yes,
comments.
please
Please drop them
do.
in the you girl, you said these people who are out here on these interwebs
Oh
trying to
yes,
tell
the
the people how to
advice,
get
the
their
the
life.
self-help group, self-made advice groups.
I
Okay,
want
listen.
Umar Johnson to be left behind in 2023, and I'm tired of people bringing him on their podcasts and everything, and he
Oh, you
still
know
ain't
what,
built that
Umar,
damn.
to come
He
on
still ain't built that
the
school.
hey,
What a
sis,
school at
he has
Umar?
not.
What a school?
It is the building fund that has not funded a thing.
And then
Um,
he be strong and wrong about so much stuff, and nobody see that's the thing. People are out here, they're on, they so they have a platform, and they didn't do the research themselves, or they haven't read a newspaper of record, or they had, remember when we had to do current events, we actually had to get a real newspaper of record. It couldn't be a Wikipedia page, or it couldn't be,
we didn't
you
have
know,
Wikipedia,
we
sister.
didn't have Wikipedia, but it couldn't be the church newsletter as your reference source. You had to go to a newspaper of record, and then you had to read. Okay, so this is what L.A. Times said, New York Times said. This is what the Chicago Tribune said. See, I even still know the names of some of these. Okay, this is what this said. Okay, these still have Boston Globe still has investigative journalists. Let me read. Let me go to NPR. Let me go to the Associated Press and Reuters. Let me look at some of these things, and then let me put these different stories together and compare and contrast and what have you.
Self-made advice gurus. As you all know, as an example, I mean, God rest the dead, Mr. Kevin Samuels has gone on to glory, but we do recall Mr. Derek Jackson, who was giving y'all advice about how to find a man and what have
You
you.
mentioned DJ Envy earlier, trying
Well,
to give
I
y'all
don't
advice
know.
on real
Oh,
estate.
he did. He did. He did. Oh, DJ Envy about to go to jail, y'all. Yeah. So real estate advice, self-help advice, relationship advice, so many folks write books or pamphlets or what have you. I'm not saying that there's no value in some of the things that people are saying, but I will say that sometimes we have to dig a little deeper. Like, are they a reputable source of information? Where are they getting their information? Is it just their personal experiences? Because again, Derek Jackson gave advice, all this relationship advice, was cheating on his wife, had his wife propped up, made her, embarrassed her on all of the interweb. And now that she's moved on, finally, divorced him and moved on with her life, and it has spoken out about that moment. Now he's sitting up here talking about he don't know, he's such a good man. He don't know why he can't find a good woman. What? What?
Mhm.
We saw what happened. So I'm just saying, let's leave some of the self-made advice gurus in 2023, and let's do a little bit more critical analysis in
Well,
2024.
Jody said we need to leave Taylor Swift behind. I ain't gonna do no Taylor hate over
Taylor
here, girl.
Swift is y'all time person of the year.
There you go.
Taylor Swift
And the
said,
Kansas
listen,
City Chiefs ain't been the same since.
they won
since
today, didn't
they
they?
won today, but since it came out, they ain't been the same. They been on a struggle bus. Okay,
But your boy
child.
got him some. He got a little commercial. I saw that. Can we? Yes. BBLs, they are killing us, literally.
Literally, not figuratively, literally killing us. Can we leave all of that behind?
And
Mm.
yes, and the men's, because I think on that hip hop show, one of those people that I didn't really know. All I think I know him from is on the Shade Room or something because I think
Mhm.
he had gotten some work done and he had his shirt off and it looked so unnatural, sir. It did not look like it looked like you went to the Barbie Mattel School of BBLs.
Child, listen. Okay, let's talk about 2024. Woo!
Okay, yes,
So
in a
2
few hours.
plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 equals 8. And the number 8, and we're gonna drop the links in there so y'all can read. The number 8 is about new beginnings. It is about resurrection. It is about starting fresh, and that is what the number 8 represents. So they got some new beginnings for us all, and I'm excited about that.
Yes.
So in the words of Hassizzle, everybody get you some, get you some. What you want to get? What you get you some in? Come on, get you some, get you some, get you some. What do you want to get in 2024? This is what I want us to get. I want us to get some critical thinking skills, and I want us to go back to Riff, the days of Riff, where reading is and always will be fundamental. Some of my people had, I saw a myriad of posts and stories. And last week we talked about the stop playing in our face and pitting black women against each other. I need y'all to do some reading. Before you run tell that, assess. Go to a reputable source and do some okay. Carry the one. This ain't adding up, so I'm not running tell that because it ain't adding up. Too many folks are so quick to run tell that.
Yeah, everybody wants to be breaking news.
Everybody wants to be and listen, I don't know how Harvey did it, and I don't know when it became it was definitely in the 90s. It's been about a good 30-year span now. TMZ they have figured that out because they breaking news be the real breaking news. They but the thing is, reputable news sources, you even hear it say NBC News has yet to independently verify. I need y'all to do some independent verification
Mhm.
before you start running tell that. We need more, get you some critical thinking in 24, because the only way that we really can walk into newness and new beginnings and resurrection is that if we use our skill of discernment, because otherwise we'll continue to be duped and fall for the okey doke.
I'm just gonna say again, Color Purple was a musical, and we knew this version of it was gonna be a musical. I am still not sure why folks are confused about
Because
that.
every trailer they were singing.
Everyone, and listen, I think so. I couldn't see it because it was a thread, and I don't have threads, but I feel like somebody responded to maybe even a DL Hewley post, like it was, you know, I believe he, and well, let me not, because I couldn't
People
see it
were
all.
talking about
But
the
there were
relationship
enough.
between Celie and Suge, and I'm like, did y'all not? The book came out in 1983.
Well,
Like
that's the thing. It was that relationship happened in the even in the other movie.
the
It
first
just
movie,
it just maybe because you were young,
it was
you
yeah, and it
it
was more
didn't ding
subtle.
ding ding. The light bulbs didn't go off, but it wasn't new. That wasn't new. They kissed even in the first movie. Like, you know. But anyway, um yeah. And yeah, it's so many things. Critical thinking. Yes. Come on with it.
Come on, we got a good comment right here from Dr. Larissa. She said, yeah, 2024, her new address is 888. That's right. A year of acknowledged worth and being clear of the life we want. Hallelujah. Let's definitely leave baby hair behind in 2023.
Yeah, I like that. I think that I'm really looking forward to self-care, self-preservation, and that's in mind, body, and spirit. It is time to let go of. Again, the social media stuff, comparison is the thief of joy, and it is so
Amen.
easy to look at other people's lives and feel like, man, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. I'm not where I want to be, and it's okay to put your to hold yourself to a certain level of account, but it also is not healthy to get so overwhelmed by what you don't have and what hasn't you haven't hit these certain milestones by certain ages and things like that. So self-care, self-preservation, that's what I'm self I told you my theme 2024 is worry about yourself, and some people may not like it if I have to say no, but guess what, no is a complete sentence.
You
You'll be
might say,
seeing
hell no,
no.
hell, hell no, baby. Them dancers was doing that thing. Hey, hey. Go, Danielle. Hey. All right. Identity. This is something else I want us to get more of our own understanding who we are and whose we are and embracing that and fully walking into our identity, not what divides us and or makes us different, but my unique identity that makes me um the reflection of God's goodness on this earth. We all have one.
Mhm,
We all
mhm.
have an identity. And some of us have an identity crisis because we're trying to fit and fill other people molds of us. Get you some identity in 2024. That's a great new beginning to start with. And
Absolutely.
really, yes, we got to get some identity, honey. Know who your true self is. And if you don't know who your true self is, get quiet. It'll come to you.
Absolutely, I like that. I
Yeah.
also would like to say, again, this morning on Sunday school, you brought up a very good point about determining God's will for your life. And it's like, what are the things that when you're working in your true gifts and talents, natural gifts and talents, that when the time just passes and you don't think about it, when it doesn't feel hard, it feels easy because God is not a God of chaos. He's a God of order. When things just flow,
Flow.
taking account of those moments in your life where
Mm-hmm.
you just feel like you're hitting your stride. Too often we let those moments pass us by and we don't take in account what the scenario is. Like, where are you located? Are
Mm-hmm.
you in your house, or are you in an office setting, or are you on the beach? Where are you located? What are the things that you're doing? Who are the people you're surrounded by? Um, I have found that in certain relationships, we all have had them. Certain relationships feel like they're a little bit more, it's a little harder to deal with, and you
Mm-hmm.
walk away feeling depleted. And
Mm-hmm.
then there are those relationships that fill you up. So taking into account all of those things and being intentional about you investing in more of that.
Yes. And listen, if you need help figuring that out for yourself, contact Vantage Point Coach and I will gladly help you figure that out because we can get to that. The other thing I want us to get more of in 2024 is prior proper planning. One thing that we know and have seen and have witnessed is sudden death,
Mhm,
sudden loss.
mhm,
And without prior proper planning, it sends families, friends, relationships into a tailspin.
mhm,
Even if it is around things that bring you joy, without prior proper planning, it can be chaos. And then what is supposed to be a joyous and fun occasion become it depletes you. So let's get, if we're going to really walk into this newness, these new beginnings, this resurrection, let's get us some prior proper planning so that we can enjoy and rejoice in all
mhm.
that goodness that these new beginnings have to offer us.
And one thing I will say, one thing that I respect that you and your family do, and I hope that you all will do more of it, but also that you will help others do it, is really your family's vision statement. are
Mhm.
your family's vision for the year? And I just saw something again on the social medias that I need to let go of. But I thought this was really good. It was a husband and wife talking about how every year they sit down and they plan what it is that they want for their new year. So what do they want their finances to look like? What is their family's vision for the year? Where do they want to travel? And they really put those things in place. And I think that too often, at least for myself, I'm going to speak for myself, too often it feels like you're just going through the moment, you're moving from day to day to day to day. Even in listening to the 7 habits of highly effective people with the new information that was added, um, Stephen Covey's son is talking about how his father didn't do a daily plan. He did a weekly plan. So usually on Sundays, he planned his entire week.
Mhm.
And so I think, and then he was like, and when you do that, you really recognize how much more time you have for the things that you want to do. So,
Absolutely. Prior proper planning is key for the life that you want to lead. And I am actually going to be doing an event. So if you do stay follow me at Vantage Point Coaching or my Vantage Point Coach page, I am going to be doing an event, not your typical vision session. So it's coming up, coming soon, gonna be announced. So stay tuned. And it's gonna be virtual and it's gonna be free and open to whoever wants to be there. Okay. So, sister, I have my water. You have your water. Let's say cheers and toast to some
cheers.
new things for Hey Sister. There's
Yes.
some new things that we about to drop. So we hope y'all get into them with us. We thank you for tuning in and watching tonight. And we want to say cheers to 2024.
Cheers.
Woohoo!
Blessings, everyone. Good
Good
night.
night.